Welcome to Faith and Freedom. For the next few minutes, we hope to inform, inspire, and encourage you as we discuss legal victories and challenges to your fundamental freedom and religious liberties. Faith and Freedom comes to you from Liberty Counsel, a civil liberties education and legal defense organization. Join us now as Mat Staver, founder and chairman of Liberty Counsel, explains the latest legal issues all across this country. In the courtrooms of America, Liberty Counsel is winning the battle for your constitutional freedom.
We've heard about the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt, but who are they? When did they begin? And what is their ultimate agenda? I am Mat Staver, founder and chairman of Liberty Counsel. Joining me on the phone and by Skype is our special guest, Erick Stakelbeck. Erick Stakelbeck is the acclaimed author of The Terrorist Next Door, the host of Stakelbeck on Terror on CBN News, and a widely sought-after expert on terrorism, the Middle East, and radical Islam. Welcome, Erick, to our program.
Matt, great to be back with you.
Erick, we've seen what's going on in Egypt. We saw the overthrow of Mubarak and the rise of Morsi, and now, again, the overthrow of Morsi and all the different turmoil that's taking place in Egypt. And obviously, many people may not have heard about the Muslim Brotherhood, but they surely have now. What is the Muslim Brotherhood? When did they begin, and what's their ultimate agenda?
Matt, that's a great way to start. The Muslim Brotherhood is the granddaddy of them all when it comes to modern Islamic terrorist groups. This is the organization, Matt, that spawned Al-Qaida, that created Hamas. And in my new book, The Brotherhood, I make the point that without the creation of the Muslim Brotherhood way back in 1928 in Egypt, there would have been no 9/11. That may shock some people, but I say it without hesitation. Everyone from Osama bin Laden, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, Ayman al-Zawahiri, all of these al-Qaeda kingpins, before they formed al-Qaeda and engineered 9/11, they belonged to the Muslim Brotherhood. The Brotherhood is really the gateway drug to Islamic terrorism. If you want to understand what we're up against now, this whole war on terror, this global jihad against America, Israel, then you must first understand the Brotherhood, because in the modern era, it all started with them.
But, you know, some of the people in the current administration suggest, at least, they give lip service to the fact that they're moderate and that we ought to negotiate with them, and that this revolution that took place, they didn't seem too concerned about it.
Now, you know, Matt, this makes me pull my hair out, quite frankly. It's one of the reasons I wrote the book, to educate people about the truth, about what the Muslim Brotherhood is really all about. 3 words: jihad, Sharia, caliphate. In its essence, it's a very black and white organization. That is what they're all about at the end of the day, Matt. And for this administration to frame the Muslim Brotherhood as the good guys, the moderates, they say that the Brotherhood can be used, Matt, as a counterweight to al-Qaeda. Now, that doesn't make much sense to me, because as we discussed, the Brotherhood created al-Qaeda. But the thing about the Muslim Brotherhood, Matt, and the reason why Western leaders, Western journalists are so smitten with this organization, I've interviewed them face to face. I've been in their homes, their offices, their mosques. I talk about it in my book, these firsthand encounters. And I will tell you, Matt, these guys are charming. They wear suits and ties. They speak fluent English. They are Western educated. They are wolves in sheep's clothing. So they darken the halls of the Oval Office or European capitals or the editorial offices of the New York Times, and they don't look like terrorists. They don't have the flowing beards and the flowing robes. They look very polished because they are very polished. That's why they're so dangerous, and that's a big reason why Western governments right now, and of course the mainstream media, are making such an awful, awful decision to support the Muslim Brotherhood.
Erick Stakelbeck is our guest, and this is his newest book. I encourage you to get a copy of this. You can call Liberty Counsel, and we'll get a copy to you. It is called The Brotherhood, America's Next Great Enemy, and it is a book worth reading. I've read the whole thing and couldn't stop as I was reading through it. You really set the groundwork, Erick, for the background of the Muslim Brotherhood. They actually began in Egypt, and their agenda is one that you outline in this book. Take us back to their beginnings and how they came to be the sort of the mother of all the terrorist organizations around the world.
Yeah, Matt, you know, in the book I call them the brothership of all these Islamic terrorist groups. Look, they started way back in 1928 in Egypt with only 7 members. By 1948, Matt, just 20 years later, the Muslim Brotherhood had 2 million members. That shows you the power of this ideology of jihad. And really the reason the Brotherhood was founded was Hassan al-Banna, who was the founder of this organization, was devastated that the Islamic Caliphate had collapsed. Now, what is the Caliphate? It's a funny word that everyone needs to understand. Picture a union of every Muslim nation united economically, militarily, politically, speaking with one strong voice at the UN against America and against Israel, controlling a good amount of the world's oil supply, possibly being nuclear armed if things keep going the way they're going in Iran. That is a formidable foe. That is what Hassan al-Banna and the Muslim Brotherhood wanted to reestablish, and to this day, they want to reestablish it. Every radical Islamic group wants that caliphate, Matt. But what the Brotherhood did to try to make it a reality is, first of all, they spread this ideology of martyrdom. Now, the founder of the Muslim Brotherhood, I talk about it in the book, he made martyrdom, dying for Allah, an art form. He literally called jihad and dying in warfare against the infidel the art of death. They glorified death. They glorified dying for Allah like it was the greatest thing you could attain. And it's no wonder that today we see suicide bombers who think when they blow themselves up and blow up women and children, they'll be rewarded in heaven by Allah. That's in the Quran, absolutely. In the modern day, the Muslim Brotherhood popularized that whole notion. And of course, they had plenty of theological ammo to back them up in the Quran and the Hadiths.
Now, they certainly have had this agenda that has gone into not only around the world, but certainly right there next door in Israel with all the terror in the Gaza Strip. You have in Lebanon with Hamas and Hezbollah. Both of those actually are originally connected to the Brotherhood. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, Matt, people need to understand this, that Hamas, which has killed American citizens, dozens of American citizens, which kills Jewish women and children every chance they get. Hamas is the self-identified Palestinian branch of the Muslim Brotherhood. Hamas is the Muslim Brotherhood. Remember, this organization, the Brotherhood, has branches in 70 countries around the world. And it's no surprise that Hamas is a subsidiary of the Brotherhood, Matt, because the Brotherhood is really the vanguard of global anti-Semitism. They are Hitler's true heirs. From the beginning, Matt, I document in the book how the Muslim Brotherhood worked with Hitler's war machine during World War II to extend the final solution from the Jews of Europe to the Jews of the Middle East and North Africa. People might not realize this, but in 1933, 80,000 Jews lived in Egypt, mainly in Cairo and Alexandria. There were actually anti-Nazi rallies in Cairo. Well, in a few years, that all changed. The Muslim Brotherhood gained in power. Their anti-Semitic ideology, anti-Jewish ideology gained traction. And all of a sudden, synagogues were being burned to the ground. Jews were being beaten, harassed in the street, chased out of Egypt as the Brotherhood worked with Hitler's stormtroopers on the ground in places like Cairo. And it's no coincidence, Matt, that in 1948, as the state of Israel was being miraculously reborn, the Muslim Brotherhood sent battalions to aid the invading Arab armies in the quest to wipe Israel off the map. The Brotherhood assisted in the invasion of the fledgling state of Israel in 1948, so no one should have been surprised just a few months ago when the not so dearly departed Muslim Brotherhood president of Egypt, Mohammed Morsi, was captured on videotape calling Jews the sons of apes and pigs.
That goes right back to the Nazi Germany and how they tried to stigmatize and dehumanize the Jews. Well, our guest is Erick Stakelbeck. We've been talking about the history of the Muslim Brotherhood, but it is all laid out very clearly and very cogently in his newest book called The Brotherhood, America's Next Great Enemy. I encourage you to read it. You can get it at Amazon or on any other website, but also call Liberty Counsel. We'll have these books available for you as well. You can call 800-671-1776, or you can go to our website at lc.org. for this resource and other resources as well, but this is a must-read, The Brotherhood. We're talking about the history and the origin of it. But we're also going to be talking about this current administration and how the Muslim Brotherhood has infiltrated the United States of America, that it's right here in our own backyard, and that we have sympathizers at the highest level, beginning with the White House all the way down to this terrorist organization. Go to Liberty Counsel's website again, it's lc.org, and ask for the Brotherhood or call today 1-800-671-1776. Again, that's 800-671-1776.
You have been listening to Faith and Freedom with Liberty Counsel. We hope that we have motivated you to stand up for your faith, family, and freedom. We can accomplish a lot when we work together. Get informed and get involved today. Sign up for our free monthly newsletter, The Liberator. We will send it out to you free of charge. Stay informed with our Liberty Alert email updates. Just click on the website at www.lc.org or call us at 1-800-671-1776. Tune in next time to learn more about your rights right here on Faith and Freedom.